What's going on, guys? My name is Tim Ruswick, and today I wanted to talk about the number one thing that could be killing your results as far as game dev, as far as getting places, as far as even your marketing stuff, as far as like just getting shit done. For me, for a long time, I used to want to get things done. I would think about, I would come up with an idea for a startup or for like a software as a service kind of thing, and I would sit down and I would build whatever it was, and I would just want to get it up live. I would want to just get it out there, and that I think has helped me in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I think it's kind of been detrimental to um, the way that I work and the way that I get things done. And I had a mentor that I partnered up with for a specific company. It was probably 9, 10 years ago now. I was new to LA. I just met this guy, and he was a seasoned sales dude. He had a lot of experience. He was the VP of one of the companies that I worked with, and he kind of took me under his wing, and he kind of taught me a little bit of things, showed me the world, and we partnered up, and we wanted to do a little company together. And I would like hack stuff together, and I would build stuff for the company that we were trying to build. And he'd be like, "No, Tim, you can't you can't do this. Like, this is off by 1 pixel. That's off. That's crazy, and that's." And I was just like, no, nobody's gonna notice. Nobody cares. Just rush it out. Just push it out. Just good. Just. And he'd be like, no, this stuff matters. Like, he was a branding and sales guy, right? So, like, of course he would care about the little details. Um, and at first I thought he was crazy. Like, I was like, dude, stop being so like, oh my God. Like, stop worrying about like 1 pixel difference between letters. Like, what is your issue? But as I started to work with him, and over our long history, I started to realize that, like, you know what? He's kind of onto something here. And I think the thing that he kind of taught me, more than anything else, would be patience. A little bit of patience. Now, I've been a generally patient person uh, in my life, but for some reason, when it came to building things, I wanted them to be done. Right, like when I would start on a game, I didn't want to like build the whole game. I just wanted to be done. Right, like I had fun in the beginning, I had fun in the prototype, but then I wanted the game to be done, man. I didn't want to go through the whole long process of making it happen. And I realized that, like, now looking back, especially everything that I've done in my life, every major achievement that I've had has been the result of patience, long term patience. So, my kind of message for you today is kind of that you need long term patience to get anywhere. And I know, especially like, I think it's an age thing too. Like, I'm 29, I'm going on 30 this year. And when I was in my early 20s or late teens, there was no patience. There was just no patience for anything. It was just like, I want to get shit done. I want to get shit done. I want to get shit done. And I couldn't see past the short term. I had trouble seeing past the short term. And that's one of the reasons why when I started a whole bunch of companies, I would start one and then just lose interest and start another one and lose interest and start another one, cuz I was really kind of looking to make money quick, and like, I was just looking for that one thing that would work and just make me a bunch of money, and or the business that would do whatever. And it was just, I realized now that, like, the only reason my marketing company worked out was because I worked at it for 5 years, right? Like, while was coming up with all these ideas and trying all this crazy stuff. And yeah, that taught me a lot, right? Coming up with a bunch of different stuff taught me a lot. I have a video on quantity over quality, and it basically talks about, yeah, quality comes from quantity. But doing a bunch of things, you learn how to do stuff better. So I'm not saying that it's not valuable, but I'm saying building a successful business or building a successful game or anything, any long-term project is going to require long-term patience. And I know patience is is kind of one of those things that's either cliche, like, oh, you just got to be patient, you got to wait for it, and the people say stuff like that, or it's kind of something you don't even think about, like, right? Like, I need marketing, I need a good trailer, I need all this stuff. I don't need patience. I just need the shit to sell my game, whatever it is. But like, extreme patience, man. Like, my YouTube channel's been around for 10 months. Well, actually, it'll be 12 months the end of February 2018. It'll be 12 months that I've had a YouTube channel. And I'm right about 9,200 subscribers as of this video. It is taking extreme patience to make a video every single day and to do this constantly and to try and build a community and to try and help people on this scale and to try and do what I'm trying to do with this whole community. And it has taken extreme patience. Like, there's so many different things that, like, I could not have done with this community. I could not have built what I built without having the patience to do this every single day and just wait and, like, know that it's going to take a long time. I have people message me sometimes on different places, and they'll ask, like, what's the quickest way to make money with game dev? Or how do you know, they'll ask me questions that basically are like, they need to make money quick, or they need to get things done, or how do they finish their game fast, or whatever. And I'm like, dude, like, patience is just really, really important. You gotta have that patience. And yes, you need urgency. Yes, you need confidence. Yes, you need all that other stuff, right? I'm not saying you don't need it. I'm not saying you don't need a deadline. I'm not saying you don't, I'm not saying you go the complete opposite way. I'm saying you need to have patience to see things through to their long term. If you're building a long-term project, you need to think about how long it's realistically going to take. I think any business, I used to consult businesses, right? Small businesses. 90% of businesses fail in their first year. 90%. Another 90% fail in their first 5 years. Of that 10%. So think about that. Like, there's a high failure rate on this. So to make this happen, to start a business, and if you want to make a game that makes money, you're starting a business, right? There's no, whatever you want to tell yourself, it's a business. You're trying to start a business. You're trying to be an entrepreneur, but your product is a game. Like, just remember that. You have to be patient. You have to expect it to take a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. That's why I don't recommend people run out and quit their jobs to make a video game, because I think they should be making a video game the whole time while they're working on their job. It takes a long time, man. And I'm not even that great at, like, figuring out how long shit's gonna take. I still am horrible at that. I think most humans are horrible at that. When I get a job or something, when I have to tell a client how long something's gonna take, I usually have to either think about it if I'm doing it, or talk to the contractors that are doing it, and double or triple what they tell me just to get an accurate date to the client. Because shit takes longer than you think it will, man. And having the patience to be able to pull through longer term and see things longer term, know what you're heading towards longer term, takes some experience. It takes some skill. It takes, some extra mental energy, because we're wired to be short-term thinkers. We're wired to, like, just pick something up and do the thing, or get the instant gratification from a video game or a movie or whatever. We're not wired to put in long amounts of work for long periods of time with the hope for a payoff 2 years from now. That's really hard to do. But I think it's what makes a lot of people that are successful. It gets them where they're at. And I'm by no means a successful dude. But when I think about the things that I'm proud of in life, it's always the things that I've worked towards over a long period of time, and that I've been patient enough to kind of build over time. And I would say, it's got to be my company. I built over 5 years. The YouTube channel has taken almost a year now. Philophobia has been with me for 3.5 years. Extreme patience, man. That's how you pull things off. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, please leave me a like down below. what are your thoughts on this? Have you ever had to have extreme patience on something? Is there ever a time where you think you needed it, but maybe you didn't have it? You have an experience with it? Leave those in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Once again, my name is Tim Ruswick, and I'll see you again tomorrow.